All right, fam, here we go. Another great video that we're going to come at you with. It's your boy Chadsky. Trying to have some fun today. Want to give you guys some information that you're going to need. Holy cow. This ought to be a insanely watched video because I'm going to teach you how to use the tools and the applications that help me and help other big players in the game. I'm War Daddy Chadsky. If you guys like the channel, be sure to subscribe, throw a thumbs up on the videos that you guys watch. We're just hanging out here. I just got done with the stream, but wanted to do a video to talk about all the great things that I use to be better at this game, to help you. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit and show you guys some of the different aspects, different applications that I use to really enjoy the game and enjoy what the game does and how they're just easy websites you can go to, easy applications you could run, and then probably some of the most important things that y'all hadn't even thought about. Okay, so first and foremost, all right, when I'm training troops here, okay. Let's see here. I've got some cooking for Zenith here. But when you're training troops and you're trying to figure out exactly what's going to work for you, how much resources is it going to take? How long is it going to take to train X amount of troops? I get that asked all the time. And in my Discord, you got the Discord link in the description. You guys can go to my Discord. People ask that all the time in my Discord. So let's talk about troop training, okay? I use a tool, all right? And the tool is called RoK-Calculator. This is a website you can go to. It's really easy. RoK-Calculator is simple. You could come over here. Everybody's got to understand whether you're training for Zenith or you just want to know about power, you just come to MGE training. Okay? It makes it very simple and easy. You do your training speed bonus. How you find your training speed bonus, okay? Let's go into the game. It's real simple to find your training speed bonus. You come down here, you go to your city hall, you go to this little icon here, and then you've got your training speed, 75%. Okay? But, hey, I'm going to have a kingdom buff. Well, that's 10%. That's 85%. Okay, I'm going to have a kingdom buff, and then I'm going to have a Duke. That's another 10%. Okay, now we're at 95%. Okay, and then I'm going to have a let's say a 10% room. Okay, so I'm at 105% that I know that I'm going to use for my speed. Okay, so what I do is I come over here, and I'm going to put in here 105%. That's what my training speed is going to be. And I might want to try to figure out how much it takes to train 10 million troops. I'm going to do 500,000 infantry. I'm going to do 250,000 archers. And then I'm going to do 250,000 cav. Simple and easy. That's 1 million troops. Okay, it's going to tell you down here, your power is 10 million. That's what you're going to do. You're going to have 100 million MGE points if you do that on stage 1. It's going to give you your Crusader points, okay? If you're like, hey, I'm training for pre-KVK. How many points is that going to be? Crusader points are always ×2 of your power. That's an easy way to look at it. But it's going to tell you how many days of speed ups it takes. It's going to tell you how much food you need. 600 million food, 600 million wood, 300 million stone, 400 million gold. Okay, so RoK-Calculator up here in the top, and I'll have all these links in the description for you, that you save that. That's where you go to find out how much resources you need, how long it's going to take. And let's say I wanted to do 2 million troops. So I'm going to do 1.5 million infantry. Okay, so now I'm going to do 20 million power. Here's the time it's going to take. It's going to take 1,355 days to train 20 million power. You use this for Zenith. You use it for MGE. You use it for your Crusader points. You use it when you're trying to figure out how many resources it takes. This is a great way to do it. You can split this up. It's even got the tools to say, hey, I've got 500,000 infantry at T4. I'm going to upgrade it to T5. Okay. So you can do this T4 to T5 here, and it gives you the days, how much power you're going to gain, all the different things that you need can be right here on RoK-Calculator. This is where I always send players when they're trying to figure out, hey, how many speed ups does it take to do 10 million power? Or how many speed ups does it take to do, 5 million power? This is a great tool to use, and it works out really well. So that's your RoK-Calculator when you're calculating training speed ups and all that. That is the tool that I use. It's an easy website. Anybody can go to it. You don't need a membership. It's just pretty simple. Save that link and you're good to go. Okay. The second thing that I use, and this is something that I found out kind of relatively early, was RoK-Hub. Okay. RoK-Hub is awesome. Okay, these guys have done a really good job, and I've already mentioned it in my budget equipment video. I'll have a card at the end of the screen or at the end of this video. You can check out how I do that, and basically, this allows me to build my sets of gear. Okay, it's wonderful. It gives you all kinds of different mechanics to use. And let's say I want to build the best, cavalry gear I can find. Okay, I'm going to put this, I'm going to equip that to my helmet. I'm going to give it, I think there's an easy way to kind of give it you click this, it gives you an expertise on it. Let me go to my weapon. I'm going to do the KVK weapon, equip that. I'm going to make that crit or not on the chest. Let's build it. We're going to do our hellish chest that gives great health. We'll do that. Let's go to the gloves. We'll do Navarre's control here. Give that a quick crit. Don't you wish critting was this easy? You can just click this button and it crits. And then let's go with the boots here. I got a 2-piece set going. Okay. And this is what this does. You put all this stuff together. It's going to tell you all the different attributes that you're going to get. It's going to give you the base stats if you have a tier on this. See, Season of Conquest. That gives you the base stats of Season of Conquest, okay? Your 2-piece troop health. You've got that from the Hellish, so it gives you all these different attributes. Your attack's going to be 32%. Defense is 19.5. Cav health, 51%. Okay, great. So you're able to utilize that and understand kind of how that means, okay? So you can go over here to crafting this, and it's going to give you, here's the following that you're missing. You can actually put in the different amounts of materials that you have. Let's say you've got 5,000 of these. Let's say you got 5,000 of these. Let's say you got 5,000 of these. And then it's going to recalculate it for you and tell you exactly what you need. You need 241 legendary pieces of leather. Okay, now this is crazy gear. Okay, so nobody kind of freak out about that. But here's your overall material cost. You put in what you need. It tells you what you're missing. But this gives you material cost. So there's all kinds of cool things that RoK-Hub does for you. You can find this link in the description. I use this all the time. Okay, you come back to Builder, it saves it for you. This is how I found out, like, hey, I'm going to budget this thing. How do I budget my cavalry? So we're going to equip that. I like to budget with this. I love the Vanguard Spear. It gives great. So this is how I basically did this. You can go through and work your gear, and you can tier up your gear. You can put yourself on a path to find the best gear. So RoK-Hub is amazing for that. It doesn't take us a membership or anything. All you got to do is log into it and start building your equipment how you want. And they even does a compare situation to where it says set 1, and then you want to upgrade to set 2. It'll give you all the costs and what it takes to upgrade that set, what it takes. And so it is so valuable to use when you're working your gear. A lot of nerds like me like to do that. They like to kind of play with the gear, see what kind of stats you can get, how many materials it takes, and it works out really, really well. Here's a guide on best build. It's got different things: early game, mid-game, in-game set 2, like for each cavalry and all this stuff. This works out really, really well. This is different from what I told you on some things to focus on. So basically this is just going to do like epic and all this stuff. And so when I did my video on budget equipment, I told you, hey, you got to stay away from some epic pieces. Like we're never going to make the Abyss helmet that they have, cavalry attack. We're going to go straight from... Actually, we're not even going to use this one. We're actually going to use a different one when it comes to cavalry. So, but it at least gives you those tools, okay? So you can find out what works and what doesn't work. So this is a great tool, okay? The next tool I'm going to show you, okay, which is pretty crazy how this thing works out sometimes. I'm going to add like a little, let me see here. Just bear with me. I'm going to add a quick slideshow. And I'm going to put a couple of my files that I've got on here. Let's see. We're going to say this one and this one. We're going to open those up and say, okay, well, let me kind of shut this down real quick. But what I'm going to try to do is try to help people understand some of the tools and mechanics that I use. The next one that we use is my guy Specco. Okay, you can go to this site. I'll have this link in here. It's Patreon. He's also got his Discord link, which I'll put in the description as well. He does the murder ball testing. He does all the simulators that we run, and we run them all over the place. So he's got a simulator, and he's also got a crystal guide deal. Let's look at the simulator real quick. This is the simulator, guys. This is what we build all the time. Okay, you can see all the different things, components. I showed the simulator when I was running the test for destructive, when we found out that it's just not a very good inscription to use. And so there's all kinds of ways to kind of look at this and use a simulator. It's great to test equipment. It's great to test commanders. You can test it 1v1. You can test rallies and garrisons. This is one of the things we use all the time to test. Okay, the simulator is great. Another thing that Specco does on here is, you can see here, he's got a tech simulator. Okay, the tech simulator is really, really freaking good. You can see down here, you can download the tech simulator. He's got these for Mac and PC. So even if you're playing on a Mac or just your computer's a Mac, you can use this as well. But the tech simulator is really, really good. So if you come over here to the tech simulator, you can tier these up. It's all interactive. You can save it. You can do different things. This is what I use when I'm going into a zone and I only have so many crystals. I'm trying to figure out how many crystals it takes to get, my rally cap to max, or improve morale. Like if I'm at level 3, but I don't know how long it takes to get to level 6. And if there's any prerequisites, you use this crystal tech guide that Specco has put up with his guide, and you can do all that beforehand. It'll save you so much, because sometimes you're like, hey, I want to get improved morale to level 6, or a particular tech you want to get to level 6 or level 10, but you don't even know the prerequisites. You don't know what you have to spend to get there. And a lot of times people make bad decisions because they try to go upgrade a particular tech and they realize there's so many prerequisites they can't even get close, and then they're stuck without being able to optimize what they need for a specific zone. So this is a great tool that we all love to use. Okay, so that's the third thing we love to do. The fourth thing we love to do, and this is interesting, I'll have this in the description, okay? But the fourth thing we love to do is use Cuba Mike's report manager, okay? The report manager is out of control. It's something that you got to go to his Discord. I'll have his Discord in the link. I've already talked to this guy and started using the report manager. It's fantastic. It basically does all your reports. Let me show you what it is. Here it is here. It is amazing. This is the configuration. Okay, so you go in and you have these reports done. You know how to save it, and you know how this stuff works. Okay, it tracks your barbs. When you're barbing, it tells you exactly what materials you're getting. It tells you your training. It tells you your universals, your healing speed ups you're getting from your barbs. It's crazy how this thing does. It's all timestamped. That's just today. This is just what I've done today, y'all. And so you can do it for periods of days. The only thing, you have to have this running while you have your game running on your PC. Okay, if you have this running, it will always take all the mails you get from your game. Okay, and it will put it in here. Let me kind of just go through here and show you guys. Okay, as I take this down, anytime you do anything, you get mail. Okay, you get reports on your barb marches. You get reports on your forts. You get reports on all kinds of stuff. It even goes into your favorite reports. It gets your battle reports. It gets your garrison reports. It does everything. It tracks it all, and it puts it into this really cool configuration that you can always go back and look for it. Okay, so we've got barbs. It even does gathering for you. Okay, and these are all the different accounts that I play. Sometimes when my farms that I've got, it's crazy how this thing works out. It's got your favorite reports, it's got your rally and garrison reports, and it's got your field. This is the main one. So it tracks all your field stuff. And I did it from the beginning of November when we started this zone. And I just installed it, so it's missing a bunch of reports. But here's what it does. You can go to March's performance. It'll tell you the ratio with your kills and everything. It'll tell you what the best pairings that you have are. Here's what's also crazy. It will also tell you, if you come in here, let me see. It'll tell you the gear of the enemy. It'll track the enemies you fight. It'll track everything. This thing is so busted. It's crazy. Look at this. I'm hammering I'm hammering a reinforcement march and just crushing it. Okay. And so it goes through and does all kinds of stuff. You can do your marches performance. You can identify it based on what enemy you want to fight. Here are all the different enemies I fought in this past zone. If you want to go see if you're fighting one of your buddies and you want to go see that, you go click on them and it'll give you that specific governor that you're fighting against and how that works. It does your rallies. All my Attila rallies are sitting up here. It'll tell me what the garrison has without even scouting it or even knowing. You know what the garrison has. What was this? Was this on the... I think this was on the fort that they tried to get built, and my rally did crazy damage to this, okay? And you can see right here how my Attila Takeda has done. These are the rallies from all the different rallies that I've done that it tracked, okay? It does everything. So this way you can go field and do whatever you want, and then at the end of the day, you can find out how your marches did. You can find out how they traded in power, your kill ratio, your KP ratio. You can do all that stuff. You can find out your wounds and the power that it shows here. You can see if you send any troops to die. Of course, I'm running a particular stratagem in this KVK that I'm going to send troops to die from my 7 wounds, and that's fine with me. And so there's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do with Cuba Mike's report manager. And that's what I wanted to show everybody. It's wild. It is so cool how this thing works. So you can check out all those different things in my description. I'll have links for them all. Those are some of the tools that I use to be good at this game. Those are some of the tools that I tell players. You can get in my Discord and I'll help you along with your account. I can tell you like, hey, this is what I use to track my KP. This is what I use to track my marches in the field. This is what I use to track different things within the game. This is the simulator I use to test commanders and to test gear. This is the website I use to try to figure out how many days it takes to do the power I want to go train. So all that stuff is in the game, and I'll have it all in the description, and you'll be able to check it and do all that stuff. And so I wanted to make sure everybody knew what I knew. These aren't proprietary. These are all, anybody can use these different tools and aspects that people have, and it just makes everybody better. Okay, and honestly, it helps with the time I put into my Discord because I have to answer so many of these questions all the time. And now players can just go look for themselves, and then we can talk about some of the other things we can do in some of the videos. So that's what I wanted to put out today for everybody. Make sure everybody understood and make sure what works in this game and the tools that we use to be better players in the game. And with that being said, appreciate everybody. Throw a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the daily videos that we do. I'm going to be doing a ton of streaming for this past 7, and it is going to be absolutely awesome. It's your boy Chadsky, and I will see you later, broskies.